peeps, uncharted territory for me. I've never used YouTube to do this. I've been on Twitch for the past month and a half. Today, we are going to be messing around with the editing file of Runesuck. People have asked me in the past, hey, Rob, we want to see like the inner workings of your Flash files. Hey, Rob, show us what it looks like when you made your little cartoons and stuff. We want to see, all right? We want to see the man behind the curtain, okay? Hopefully he's dressed decently. Hopefully he's presentable. I can't really promise that he will be presentable, but I'll do my best to present it in the best light I possibly can, okay? So, without further ado, let's just do it, because, I mean, you know, I have no idea if this is even working or not. I'm sure that it is. I'm just gonna guess. I'm just gonna guess, and we're just gonna, like, jump right into it, okay? 3, 2, 1, and go! Oh, what's this? Is this the editing file of Runesuck? Huh. I'd have to say that it is. Look at that. There's Mr. T. I'm using Adobe Animate at the because I mean obviously that's the most up-to-date thing, and you know all that jazz. So I mean, obviously the program looked much different, but I had the timeline set up in the way that I had it earlier. Because every time you start it playing Robscape, is that what I have this? I have this too narrow. I'm gonna because I want to see it. RuneScape. Because for a second I just saw the O's and I was just like, Robscape? Is that a thing? Probably not, but I don't know. 100%. So, you know.
Mr. Tifu!
Scrubbing on the timeline, always a favorite activity of mine. Ooh, there's me with more hair. Look at that, and significantly less beard. Do I like? I don't. I'm mostly like a metalhead. I like electronica and stuff and other things, but I mean, not specifically. I won't turn off jazz, but I don't have any jazz that I regularly listen to. I guess would be my direct answer to that. I'm gonna pause the music because it's not really necessary. Because we got this stuff. So you can tell here it was a very, very basic style. Like, okay, like we'll go into here. Like each of these things, like all this character is on one like layer. Because I was trying to get away from tweening and stuff. So as you can see, this is not the optimal way of doing this at all. Like you double click into this, it's just a group. That's all it is. I mean, you look at the anchor points. I mean, the anchor points are kind of, you know, like kind of basic because I was wanting it to, you know, flow a little bit better. But you know, all the moving parts were basically just like, oh yeah, it's really like really simple stuff. Like there's his eyebrows. I can make him. They're not even above the eyes. That's awesome. Which means clearly that, yeah, he was not meant to be super. Even though he's Mr. T, he's got to have the attitude. But I wasn't wanting to do much with him, so I was just like, I'll just have it be super basic. It'll be fine.
Mr. T.
Not even enough like mouths to really give like the way that I do it in Character Animator now. I have to draw every single mouth that they use before I can even animate them. And here I'm just like, I'll just use really basic stuff. And so,
Mr. Tifu.
And then obviously you've got me here with like I don't know why I always shaded the hair like ridiculously. It's always just like, oh hey, look at me. I'm gonna have like 3 layers of hair, and oh, there's me now. Except my head isn't completely flat, but you know what I mean. You understand. Age does that. Like, let's see. Yeah, like that. There's his face right there. You love the Final Fantasy parody vids I made back. Yeah, they were fun. I enjoyed those too. If only I hadn't spent a year and a half making all 3 parts of that. It was just ridiculous. Ridiculous as all hell. I've been animating. I mean, I've been doing different programs and stuff. I've got like a Twitch account now that I post the like I'll work on like current animations. Like I'm trying to bring siblings back and everything, or not trying to. I'm doing it, but I'm not using Flash anymore. But I figured I'd never actually streamed on YouTube before, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying it, and we're just yeah. Place the stick the old beanie at. It's a nice hat spot. But regardless, yeah, the head is very, very simple. If it seems like I'm jumping around on topics, it's because, you know, my focus isn't always the best. But I try. That old ass remote and the weird ass blanket with the weird texture. It's all pastel, but it's all weird and different and stuff. It's just, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, like you can see, like none of these are like let's look at the library. Okay, like this is it for the entirety of the cartoon, right? The best graphics, 100%. Just makes you think, man. The simplicity of how I started this series was just nuts. But this is all, and like it shouldn't be this like any of like the like like if you look at like even Halfbeard's thing. Like once I transitioned to episode 5, which is where I did the not the Final Fantasy 12 thing, that was a lot more symbols, a lot more graphics and stuff. But here I was just like, no, I just want to draw it and have everything on the timeline itself, which is not good for file size. But I was wanting to simplify things. Yeah, all the characters were based on real people. I mean, the only characters that I actually like created out of thin air were like the rival characters in like the 4th episode. Everybody else was real though. Baby Mason is a teenager now. So it's been over 10 years. So yeah, not a baby anymore. No growth hormone stunter things. The pills being all like, oh man. I just kind of thought the Pillsbury Doughboy. Is he on pills? Because it's in his name. Is he? Is that like a pill body sort of thing? Like he's got the, side effects of pills could include anything, really. So, pills, berries, like a berry tasting pill? Did they do like pharmaceuticals for a while? It could be anything. I don't know. 3/4 beard, yeah. 3/4 beard was made up. I never personally did that, but, it was a fun thought. Because if you're going to have half a beard, why not 3/4 of a beard? Why not, a fourth of a beard? 6/10 beard, whatever, It was all good times. Is this an older version of Flash or Animate, or have they actually added an option to fix the terrible new UI? I've optimized, not optimized, but I moved the timeline from the bottom to the top because I hate whenever the timeline's on the bottom. I can't stand that. Because original Flash had the timeline up top, and that's just what I'm used to. Like, any other program, I can mess with the UI being in other places, but, like, with Flash, it has to be on the top. Otherwise, I can't make sense of it. It doesn't even make sense to me. It's just like, no, I'm sorry. Not happening.
What an awesome...
So, like, super basically. Like, look at this, okay? And this is all the same layer. So, like, if we were to turn it off, whoop, there goes Rob. Most of the time, you want different parts of the body on different layers so that you can either, like, so you can tween in or you can do different things or whatever. But here, I'm just like, nah, super basic. So, I want to move his arm, I just move it, and everything is on its own thing. Like, its own keyframe. So, yeah. Super basic, which like...
What an awesome idea for a
TV
being
show.
Basic. Mr. T deserves his own channel.
TV land.
But like, it's not very good. Like, it does not look... And not to mention the audio. Like, everything in here is a separate audio file, so it's just... It's not good for trying to keep things in sync, because, like, you have all these things here, and then eventually Flash craps his pants, and then it can't handle being able, like, it won't keep things synced up, like, at all if you have a bunch of different audio files at the same time. So it's usually best to have one long audio file where everything is kept, and then just put that into there. And at the time, I was just like, no, I'm just going to make regular WAV files, and I'm just going to put it in there one by one, line by line, or whatever. Like, yeah, let's see. Like, where is it? Where is it at? I have to remember the interface. Is that a dog crapping? It looks like puppy scared run. I'm just going to say that's a dog crapping and be done with it. Yeah, okay, so 01R. When I started, YouTube was just a baby. It was like 2006, right? Like, I had started this in 2006 on Newgrounds, and at that point, YouTube was just like, oh, somebody's starting a YouTube. It's like, it's not starting a YouTube because it didn't exist. They're starting a new thing for, like, videos, and it was just like, huh, this is weird. This is weird. I mean, they're kind of irrelevant, a little bit, but at the same time, it made sense whenever I was making it. So, I mean, like, I'm delving into the basics of how I made it. That's, like, the whole point of this exact stream is, like, I do cartoons and stuff. I'm sure that you guys are aware of that. But at the same point, this is just me, like, getting it. Because I've had people ask me in the past, hey, what do your Flash files look like? And I don't want to, like, just hand them out because that'd be embarrassing. No, I want to walk you through it and show you how embarrassing it is.
Somebody.
Like, look at these things. Man.
I don't even know what that is.
Wait, what? Did something... Oh, hey, Jacob. Thank you. Thank you for... Let's see. Here's a $5... Oh, crap. It went away. Wait, oh. Here's a $5, bud. Twilight summarized my dating life and coping with that junk around that time for me. Keep on the animation, and I hope things are going well for... They're going good now. I mean, things are looking good. I mean, I got a couple people hanging out. we're all looking through Runesuck. We're you know, getting back into it. And by the way, guys, I'm still making siblings cartoons. If you guys are not aware, the Platman is the most recent one that I made. I was trying to do like a basic script to try and get myself like revved up and back into it. So, you know, hopefully you guys are keeping on tabs with that because, you know, I'm doing my best to try and get active again. I want you guys to know that I'm doing stuff, and then just to hang out and just, you know, it's whatever, you know, no big deal. So we see here like the backgrounds, like here the backgrounds are super simple, like, oh, it's just curtains and it's just the bed and that's it. Like, you know, you could just, it's 2 graphics and that's it. We look at John here. We look at just how basic all the line work is. Your style of animation is great, but I refuse to accept the baby Mason as a teacher. Yeah, I mean, and here's the funny thing. I don't even know how aware he is of his baby self being in a cartoon. Like, we don't talk much about the animations. Aside from me and John, we like to pal around about them and stuff, but, like, I don't think Dan pays much attention to the fact that I do cartoons. Like, he'll just be like, hey, Bob, how's it going? Yeah, you got a job yet? Or not a job, 'cause I've had a job for quite some time, but it was like, hey, you got a better job? Yeah, I got a big house now. It's just like, all right. Desktop audio on your mixer? Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess I could look into that. Is it -13? We'll do -20. We'll see how that looks. But yeah, as you can see, the fucking backgrounds, these are just regular lines that are just, like, transparent, right? And so you can see, like, where the overlaps on the lines are. Like, that's just Flash for you. But at the time, I was just, you know, I was just messing around, and this was a style that I thought looked okay. You know, like good enough, because I was wanting to keep it super basic. So just basic colors, basic everything, and the whole, and the basic of why I did it like that, like with the transparent lines and stuff. I wanted to do like a basic blur effect, which at the time I was using MX 2004, I think, when I was doing Runesuck, and so it didn't really have blur effects. That was introduced in Flash 8, like probably like the following year or whatever. And so it was fine. It was good, or at least it was visually interesting. Once they came out with the blur effect, it just made everything lag like crazy. So I never jumped into it. I just kept with this whole transparent line effect. I kind of liked it, and I kind of still like it. It's unique, at least. Not many people would care. All right. Okay. Here we're gonna do an audio. We're gonna do an audio testing. Okay. I'm looking at the green bars go up. Oh god, the screeching. I should probably turn it on even more because you know, Rob's he's gonna belt some vocals here, everybody. Let's see how it works.
Playing RuneScape.
Playing RuneScape!
Dude, what the fuck?
And everybody watching the stream, they're all like, no, why? We all had the same thing. Like, why does John not have an arm? How is he using his keyboard? And the answer is, if you can't see it, it's not there. And if it's not there, then it's fine. Okay? Don't worry about it. This box right here is, scroll. Yeah. This box is all you need to care about. Everything down here, Rob not having legs, it's fine. Okay? And we could pull like a why I spent so long animating thing. Today we're gonna live stream Rob messing around in Flash. Yeah, the whole lagginess of the filters, like, the thing about Flash is always like, it was developed as a tool to like make simple little web animations, like not even like animations, but like advertising and stuff, like for like websites and just like little banners and shit. And then people just like ran with it and then just made these overly elaborate things. And then after a while they're like, oh yeah, okay. And then they just like they like scotch taped a bunch of features onto it after the fact, and it was just like a really bad idea. It was just that's why they had to eventually discontinue it. But like it had legs back in the day, dude. Just the amount of people. It's kind of like Minecraft, where like people will play Minecraft and it's just a game about blocks and like randomly generated worlds. But like the thing is, the users that use it are the ones that like need the praise, not the game itself. And so like it's really like the community around it that's amazing. And I feel like Flash is kind of the exact same way. It's like it was the user base that really made it like unique and awesome. So, you know, kind of similar, but kind of different. You know, it is what it is. I appreciate how John's stub of an arm is still drawn despite barely any of his shoulder being in the frame. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of drew it before the fact that Oh, look at that expert animation. Nothing bad about that posture at all, right? Just the best. And then people make music videos in it. Yeah, I did like Flash stuff. So Flipnote's another animation software, right? I'm assuming. I'm just gonna go with that. Ooh, look at that expert head turn. Ugh. Yes. Also, I love the way that I drew my head, or at least like the freaking like the sideburns. They're so thin. I've never had sideburns that thin. It just makes this part look like my head's in the way. Rob, your head's in the way. Anyway, like it just makes this part look like I'm malformed or something. It's just I don't know. My drawing skills have never really been super on point, but it's just funny that some of my most renowned stuff, the drawings are just so janky that it's amazing. And people don't usually like draw attention to that, but I'm gonna draw attention to that because that's just the most fun that you can have is ruining the illusion of professionalism.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna chop this tree. I love the fact that like the thing that John used. I guess you guys can't see that because my crappy green screen getting in the way. But like, if you look here, this Lance 6 whatever number thing is a parody of the original account name that John had at the time. It was Lance and then a bunch of numbers behind it. And so every message that you see on here that's this is John, and the ongoing joke is John can't spell because when he was like really young, he had trouble like knowing the words or knowing how to spell things. And so it was like especially funny like growing up, like it didn't get super better and we just kept making fun of him for it. It was like, John, you really can't spell. And he'd like write notes to the parents and stuff. It'd always just be like this super like ridiculous like leet speak before leet speak existed sort of thing. So it's just, you know, poor Johnny. I'm such a dick to him sometimes, but it's just when you love your brother, sometimes you got to give him a hard time. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, it was an animation app for the DS. The DSi. Yeah, I think I remember that on the regular DS. Like you could do little drawings and crap. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure how you put that on a YouTube thing, but I'm sure people could figure it out. Or there's just like a huge underground animation scene on the Nintendo DS I don't even remember or wasn't a part of because, you know, I'm a nutcase. It's the first proper TV show made in Flash. You can see how really rough around the edges early Flash animation. It really was. You had to really know what you were doing. And the thing about whenever I would make Flash animations was just that I was not great at exporting. Like I would always like go into here and be like, oh man, I'm gonna try and export, and like you'd have to find the right file quality, the right file type and everything, and like most of the time it wouldn't even work, and you just have to like bullshit your way through it until you figure out like a method that worked. Because, you know, these days it's streamlined to the point where like they know what they're doing and it's really convenient and nice. But back then, man, it just was not happening. It was not good.
Trees. They got dandruff.
All these horn dude guys and everything. It was good times. It was good times. And I mean, this is basically what RuneScape looked like to me. It's just a couple circles, couple squares, and everything's just basic shapes and just, you know. I mean, I'm sure that you guys know what the hell RuneScape looks like. Ooh, I'm glowing. Or I have patchwork in my face. Oh my, I'm disappearing. I remember when I watched these on Newgrounds, I'd always use your pause button to search for symbols you'd saved as movie clips instead of graphics because movie clips play. Oh yeah, in the later animations, I used a trick where I would take like movie clips and then use them as part of an animation, so I could tween it, but then still have frame by frame, and combine those two abilities. And so that was always a fun way of making it seem like it was more professional than it was, make it seem smoother than it was. It didn't always work, but a lot of the times it at least made it look better whenever it was in full motion. But yeah, my pause button didn't work super well, but it worked well enough for my taste, and I was just like, that's good. That's fine. You know, I knew enough action script to action script my way out of a paper bag, but I mean, once I was out of the paper bag, I didn't know where the hell I was going. I was just like, oh wow, it's a whole new world. I'm going to stick with my paper bag, and then I did. And I mean, very, very basic backdrop. I mean, you got your chair here. You know, Rob's not really sitting in it in a very realistic way. It just didn't really make sense. Oh man, all of this stuff, John's arm being broken, posture and stuff that you can't see.
Shoulders.
And the lag whenever you go from one thing to another. Because again, it's not a symbol or anything. All this stuff is independent. This, I think, is supposed to be bread. This pile of whatever the hell this is supposed to be. Just freaking wavy lines and brown. The color brown, that's all it is. Basic stuff.
Other treason, like a head or shoulders.
Man.
For magic.
That's some stupid fucking magic if all it does is give him dandruff.
Time for me to...
It's time for John to kill some unicorns. And I mean, I don't even remember, like, I just put the one circle there and I was just like, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. But, I mean, we could tell, like, there's basic tweening backgrounds here and there. But it's just, I remember in my time in working on Hot Rod with the Matrix, I would always break tweens because I didn't 100% understand the concept. Like, when I first got into animation, like, a buddy of mine kind of taught me Flash animation, like the first year after we had, you know, like back in 2004 or whatever. He was, like, teaching me the very basics of Flash because he had a very basic understanding himself. And I was just like, oh, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then, oh, yeah, this whole thing is 100% nostalgia. I'm just, yeah. 2006 up in here. Boy! You know what I'm saying? It's just, it was back in a simpler time. Which also wasn't simple at the time. But it seems simple now because, you know, hindsight makes everything seem simpler. Because you're not going to remember all them details. It ain't happening. Alright? It ain't the haps or however you want to say it.
Unicorn.
0.
Killing unicorns?
0.
Dude,
Ooh,
what the
another
hell?
0. Oh, there's a 12. That unicorn's going down. You better watch out. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I remember the sequel script of this being really, like, funny, too. And, like, I might revisit that because I can remember how the script plays out in my head. But it's all based on super dated stuff. Like, it was based on, I think, the summon thing from the game having been released, like, recently or whatever. So that was back in, like, 2007, I'm sure. So, yeah, I mean, it's funny. So we'll see if I get back into that, if I want to go that route or if I want to do something else. You know, it's anything. But, yeah, his half-assedness of him being just, that's your basic teenager face right there. He's just, I'm playing a game, leave me alone. I'm exerting as much effort as I'm going to exert doing what it is that I do. Yeah, it's good stuff. I also like the fact that the pupils, they're just radial gradients. That's all it is. There's nothing to it. There's no light shine. There's no nothing. It's just a weird circle gradient, and that's it. Not to mention the size of the pupils, especially in these earlier ones, are not consistent. Like, you see Rob's are, like, really kind of tiny, and John's are, like, really big, like he's, like, on some kind of medication or something. Like, he's just like, yep. I took a bottle of pills before I started playing this game because I had to zone out and mellow to play RuneScape. That's just me, Rob. That's just me.
What the hell did the unicorn do to you? Unicorn do to you?
He was born, that's what he did.
He was just minding his own damn business, and you're gonna fuck his shit up for the hell of it.
Made you jump. Rob, you were a blessing to my childhood. Runesuck and Dog Days of Boredom were some of my favorite Flash animations. I'm going to go on a quick nostalgia trip, BRB. All right, dude. You enjoyed that nostalgia trip because I enjoyed making them. They were all fun. And I came up with the concepts for pretty much all 3 of those episodes at the same time. Which, going through the scrapbook was definitely something that, like, I reminded myself of. I was like, oh, yeah. I had all 3 of those scripts, like, basically ready at the same time. And there was, like, a thought that, like, I was going to do Dog Days before, what was it? Don't Wake Robbie. I always get that one mixed up with Don't Sleep Robbie because, you know, they have basically the same name, and I always forget which one went first, but I have to remember Don't Wake Robbie, like, you know, Don't Wake Daddy, the board game, that's where the whole thing came from, or the whole idea for the title. I always come back to watch these, and each time I realize my humor hasn't changed. Yeah, my humor really hasn't changed either. I got a little uncertain of myself, like, 5 or so years back when I was trying to, like, discover what it was that, like, you know, made my stuff good, but, you know, I think I've hit my stride again. I just gotta, like, you know, get better about, like, broadcasting, because especially the internet these days is all about you gotta be your own hype man and get out there and blah, hoo-ha! And so I gotta get better about that. Basically, hence me being here. Fun stuff. I mean, you know, I'm enjoying myself. So, we'll continue on
That's
this.
horse
'Cause, I mean,
slaughter. You'll get life in horse court.
it's the same basic thing. Oh, dude, the thickness of the lines. I was so bad about that. Like, everything is a different thickness. Like, you know, you got, like, Rob's hand here, which is, you know, separate, but I mean, good lord, it is so thick. That's a thick hand. I mean, like, that's, like, the concept is, like, I'm just gonna murder animals because that'll make me progressively better. Like, that's every game. But it's just even funnier in RuneScape because you can level up doing everything. Like you have your woodcutting stat, your fishing stat, your this stat, your that stat. Oh man, Max G's brain. I can't say that I have unless I know it by a different. I'm sure that I don't. There's a lot of things on the internet, so really, I've got very limited exposure to things on the internet. Like I remember my dog barking because she's a tough protector girl. She's like, I'm gonna bark at everything. I'm surprised she hasn't started until just now. For some reason, I just like big dogs. It's just, you know, good old pit bull. But yeah, so I've not seen that. Is that something like from this time or from the 2006 time period or something else? I'm guessing because an old school flash zooming in made your brush stroke smaller. I was bad about zooming in and then drawing and not giving a crap what the thickness of my brush was. And then not thinking about it at the time. Like, I'd be zoomed in like this, you know, drawing stuff, and then zoom out and then draw. But yeah, like, okay, from what I recall, like, you do this, and then you zoom in, and then you do... Well, I think in the older version of Flash, like, the thickness was dependent on how zoomed in you were. And so it would always be, like, this thickness no matter how you zoomed in or whatever. I think that's what you're talking about. I forget exactly because it's been a while since I've used that. But yeah, Hot Diggity. Yeah, I'm familiar with some of his stuff, but... Is that thing where he's got, like, the weird 3D animated body or whatever? Like, he shaves his head or something and he starts talking. Like, I know who Hot Diggity Demon and he did, like, the Jerry series and whatever. He did a couple other things. But, yeah. I'm familiar with his older stuff. But, like, yeah, I haven't really checked anything of his out of recent times. Like, I've seen thumbnails on YouTube and be like, oh, yeah, he's doing okay for himself. Pretty much every Flash animator from that era is doing well for themselves. So that's good for them. I never figured out the algorithm, though, so here we are. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I remember it working in that way, but yeah, that's probably a part of it, and also just me not paying attention to how zoomed in I was on the thing that I was drawing, and then me not thinking about it until releasing it later and being like, whatever, that's the style. The thickness will just be whatever the hell it is. And I didn't get better about that until, like, episode 5, when I decided to actually start paying better attention to things.
Unicorn Court. They get pissed off when you call them horses.
Like when you call Zephyrs Pegasus.
What?
Nothing.
I gotta love. Oh, all the stop frames here on the sound because sometimes it would lag the audio, or I think actually it was because I've got these in different scenes, which I kind of stopped doing later on. But for this one especially, like because it was only 2 scenes, so it's simple. It would do a thing where like it'd play one scene, and then when it gets to the next scene, it would lag, and there would be something messed up with the audio where this audio would play in the next scene. And it would piss me off, and so I had to sit here and do, like, the stop thing. Ducktapeball.wave. Is that Unicorn Court? Yeah, I don't know what that... Yeah, and then had the action script on the friggin' layers, because that's again, how I did that crap. Yeah. What do you call a bear? What do I call a bear with no teeth? I mean, a toothless... bear, but I'm sure this is a setup to something that actually makes more sense. They fixed it, but that's how. I'm just reading. This is like a good book. I'm just gonna flip through things. I'm just gonna keep reading. This whole gazelle thing in the background, workout equipment and stuff, super basic. And the 2 dressers full of things. The duct tape ball. Let's move on to scene 2. But basically that was like because the audio was lagging and it would just mess stuff up. And so, me being a pirate, Spike in the background. Whoop! I wonder if this is an older version, because, like, I don't know, John Stubby again. There's the front door. Gummy bear. I like that. I'm into dad humor, so, I mean, you know. It don't take much to impress me, good sir, but that was nice. I have, like, 5 different programs open, but also, a lot of this is probably the fact that these are all groups. They're not symbols. Like, again, like, we'll look at the library. This is it. For what was in this animation. Like, it was only a 2-minute animation, but still, I did not do anything. Like, I was just wanting to draw it and then just, like, kind of, like, bullshit my way through it. With these scenes in later animations, I always ran into a glitch where audio would desync in the timeline if it went on for too long. It only fixed if it has it. The way that I had to do it in later animations that were more complicated was I would actually have the entirety of one scene in a movie clip. And so basically the entire animation was in the same scene, and I would use action script to just like go to this frame and stop, and then it would play the movie clip animation for a set amount of time, and then at the end of that there'd be like a nestled action script thing in there. It would say go to the next frame in the main timeline, and then it would then go to the next scene. And that was my way of fixing the audio lag being ridiculous. Yeah, I had to bullshit so many fucking solutions to things. It was unreal. And that was how certain animations like that collab that I did, the Telefrance collab, got so fucking complicated because there were so many, basically the sum of all of my knowledge of Flash went into that animation. Like, I was going through it a couple months ago, and just the amount of secrets I kept in there just because that stupid clock thing was just unreal. Because you can make your own little playlist in there and everything, and just, it was nuts. It was, I mean, I'm gonna go in through like other animations and stuff in future streams. It's kind of the idea behind the YouTube streams. Is like, I'm just gonna like do live streams, just me messing around with editing files or just doing whatever the hell I want. Whereas Twitch, my Twitch channel is gonna be me working on the next animation. So if you don't care about seeing like, oh, this is gonna be in the new cartoon and the humor's gonna spoil me because, you know, I haven't seen it and whatever, then if you're cool with seeing that and you just want to see how it works and what it looks like right now, then you can go over there and you can check that out. So I mean, you know, you can find links to things and all over the place if you're interested in that later or sooner or whatever. But you can see I have stopping frames for all the audio as well, the duct tape. Oh, I guess it was because if this is blank, then if it has no audio, then it would start too soon or something. So if it had like no audio and then suddenly it had audio, it would always start too late or too soon. And that's why I had the stop things here, because it would stop it from from starting too soon, and then the lip sync could be all off, and then it would screw with me. Yeah, I believe that's what it was.
What's that?
A ball of duct tape.
What?
Well, Teach is like, draw shit on the wall with duct tape, so I did.
Little
Then Teach is like,
gradient.
now
Okay.
take it down. And I'm like,
It might be
"Shit,
because I'm
make up your
streaming
damn
too. I
mind."
don't know. It might be like, oh, you're streaming.
Like,
We're just not gonna work this. And for some reason, I decided I just wanted to do all like the flashback was all going to be lines, and so when I did the HD re-release of this, I had to mess with the line strength on there, or actually because I had to up the size of the actual like thing, because like this is like 550 by 400, like you can see over here, and so to make that HD, everything had to be bigger. Used 45 times. It's probably because of the stop frames, of course, but because it had to be like stopped because I didn't want it to start too soon. But yeah, like so, like the way that this is, whenever I did the flashback, I wanted to use like the lines to make it look unique versus what I did in the other thing, where it's drawn with a brush. This is the line, and so whenever I went to upscale the entire thing to HD to be a bigger screen size, it made these things like super thin. Like if we went and did, okay, hold on, scale content. And if we sit here and we're like, oh, 1080 or whatever, and then we just do that, and then it'll go through here and it'll like upscale, and you'll see that everything becomes like super thin because it's a line. I'll have to reverse this and then waste time going back, but I'm just trying to make a point because that's apparently how my brain works. I have to use it immediately. Yeah, see, like the lines are super thin now, so if you zoom out, it's like, oh god, what's going on? No.
Duct tapes.
And it's especially prevalent whenever you get to the part where it loads. You got your little duct tape thing, which is all good. You get over here, yeah.
She's like,
Super. Oh yeah, this is the audio. This is the editing file before I added a bunch of things. So like the characters in the background, there were no characters in the background. I drew them last minute. This drawing was always so bad. Oh god, yes, the teeth. So yeah, you can see that like messing with the line strength messes with that stuff. So we're gonna undo. I don't want to undo too much, obviously. I just wanted to show you guys the nightmare fuel that I had to go through whenever I was like, oh no, and then I had to go through and like copy and paste everything again from the old one and like actually have it scaled properly and everything. So it was good times. It was good times. The duct tape drawing in the wall at school.
the wall duct tapes.
Look at us. Look at us. All right, load. Come on, Flash. I know. I was very bad about optimizing my things.
Now take it down.
And you can see like it's kind of wiggling there in the background. Like red, because again it's just a bunch of groups. If it was a fucking if it was a graphic, it'd be fine. But then the thing about graphics, or like, what was that? I gotta lock that. It was the gradient to make it sepia tone because it's a flashback. Ooh, flashback. But I mean, like, I don't know, like it just wobbles. That's all I'm really trying to get across. And you guys understand wobbling, that wobble effect.
And I'm like, shit, make up your damn mind, and she did.
That's probably why it's lagging so much, is because everything's lines and it's just it's a big silly. And the arm stretching right there is just so tasty. So tasty. And just the deforms, which I'm sure is probably a big part of it too. It's just like so many anchor points I can't keep track. That duct tape ball was rather lethal, I would say. It's just a thick, it was a thick duct tape ball. The best. I still have that issue. I've never actually. It depends on how you work it. It's like I think what I had to do was I had to turn all this into like a movie clip or something to keep the line strength the same, and then whenever I upscaled it, then I had to I had to change the things. I had to work a little bit of magic behind the scenes, but I was able to fix it for the HD re-release that I did January, I think, because that's whenever I released it. So I mean, it all looks fine there. I was able to fix it, and it was really this part that really was the only part that mattered. So yeah, get your gross teeth, Rob, and the gums being the same color as the back of your mouth. Mule gray jacket. Wait, is that? Okay, so there's that weird sit-up machine back there, but that wasn't in the last scene, so I would have had to have fixed that in the other animation also, because clearly that wasn't there in the last one. Rob, I'm gonna throw shade on your old ability, Rob, on a cartoon you spent 3 months on because you had no idea what you were doing in the series. Because before this it was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna ramble about the Day of the Devil and spend like an afternoon working on it.
Dude, it's so awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of heavy.
There's our South Park mouse pad. Good times. I don't remember how it even looked. It came with the South Park PC game. We used that thing for friggin' ever, though.
I bet I could break a window with it.
Probably.
Bet I could even kill a man.
And of course, we have the radial gradient, and ooh, 1 second of neat shading, being all evil and shit. So intense. Much intensity.
I can kill a man. Wanna watch? Watch me kill a man. Watch me kill a man. Watch me kill a man.
Dude,
Watch
look
me
at
kill a
that.
man.
Oh, hold on. Stop rambling, John. That. His hand. Professional. And yes, the phone. Because it's outside the screen, so I'm just not going to care. Hey, let's look at what's on the computer. Ooh! Nothing interesting.
Man,
All right.
Watch me kill a man. Watch me kill a man. Watch me kill a man.
Flash. Load. Good lord. You're fun. But you know. Rob's happy. I swear to God.
Big damage.
Come on. It's just a different graphic.
Damn, you both suck.
I mean, I don't even know if you can use a shield as a weapon, but I'm sure that I looked at John playing the game to get a little bit of insight, because this is something that John played all the damn time, so it wouldn't be hard to get me to do that. The arm posture. The arm posture. And the invisible pants. I did not want to commit to them wearing any kind of pants at all here.
Create a black hole.
I'm just going to say that, canon, they're all slug people. In this one episode, slug people. The only thing that ever gets any sort of approval or energy out of John. Yes, the murder. Because, it seems like that's, he always rambled about, leveling up his wood cutting stat, too, but, I didn't put that into the script at all for some reason. Xthrax, how are you doing? Mr. Aesthetic name person there, guy. Aesthetic. The whole spacing thing. Vaporwave and all that jazz. Blink, 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 blink. John's looking at you. Blink, blink. Look, I'm pointing at John. Blink, 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 blink. Don't point at me, Rob. You're making me uncomfortable. Blink, blink.
What? It's true.
It is true.
What the
Flash
fuck?
is laggy.
How the hell did you pull a 5,000?
By William Cartoon, the inventor of cartoons. What inspired you to make Merry? To make Merry? Merry Christmas? Slug Master Race. Playing RuneScape. And wrecking fools! If you keep sucking so much... Oh, yes. That tune. Yes. Or not the line. The tune. I made a song out of it, I'm sure, at one point. Favorite puns. Yeah, I love word humor. There's something about a word means two things. I'm gonna make a joke out of it. Just mining for gold is what I always do. Oh god, the green screen is making my teeth. I have green teeth. That is awesome. Yeah, I don't light myself properly for these things at all. But screw it. I can point at things. Ew, I can touch his cape. I'm just gonna pull it off. Yeah, it's not working. It's not working. Ah! Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, I'm just bullshitting. This is another layer of bullshitting I could have done. Like, I never would have gotten an animation done if I was capable of doing live streams like I'm doing now. I just like do this and I just like start playing with it and stuff, and it would never stop. So yeah, we're gonna watch John kill a man. Oh, murder, murder! I was a witness. Call me to the stand. John just killed a man. That'd be a fantastic lyric right there. I mean, John wouldn't like it. It'd probably be John's least favorite song, but still, it's a song that we could all get behind, I think.
What
Bam!
the fuck?
And I like that he just kind of like, I got hit, and then he just disappears. I forget. I don't think that's the, I don't think that's like accurate to the game, but I mean, I have lime green teeth, so it's fine. I eat lots of broccoli, just all over the place. I'm part plant. I'm part of that slug master race. Truth in form, right here. We've got, the slug people without the legs. Clearly, I'm showing my true colors of my teeth. So, by watching this video, you guys are also going to become slug people. And we're all just, it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. I remember spending an afternoon at a friend's place back in middle school when he was super into RuneScape. He had me watch him make compost and practice arrow fletching for like 2 hours. That sounds like an amazing time right there. It's just like, hey, watch me do menial tasks over and over again for a long, like, how did he pull? I don't even understand the logic behind pulling a 5,000. And it's funny because then, like, I think like a year later, something John's like, you can actually pull 5,000s now. Because I think at the time it was an exaggeration, but like, later on he's like, oh man, now you can pull 5,000s. It's amazing.
How the hell did you pull a 5,000? That attack looked the same as those zero attacks you kept doing.
Yeah, but I put my heart in that click.
Hey, what's with the crossbones above your head? Does that mean you're a pirate now?
No, I mean...
It seriously is. I just, man, my ability to make a green screen make sense is just the best. The best. John, my face, squinting.
Does that mean you're a pirate now?
Can you see the lightness? See, I can't see it whenever I'm doing that. But, I'm sure that it's probably fine. I'm sure it's probably good. The best.
No, I mean...
Did you level up your pirate stat?
I got an eye patch. Where'd I get the eye patch from? I don't know. Let's keep
none.
watching.
Dude,
Maybe
you're like a
there's an
level
answer.
50,000
No,
pirate now.
he's got a hill
There
can?
is no
What are you
pirate
doing?
stat. Hey, cool, they just updated
This
it.
is... I don't understand the logic here.
Pirate stat.
I don't
cool,
understand.
Sweet. I can get a peg leg.
And another thing with my style, especially, like, I think it was a mistake here, but for the most part, when I draw eyes, I do like to have this little part right here for like a tear duct. Because for some reason, when I draw eyes, I always want people to know where the tear ducts are. If you see a character with a perfectly spherical eye, you know that they're like an alien or something because they can't cry. They have dry eyes. They're super fucking. They're just. Oh my god. They're just so dry. Man, you get dust in them and you're just done. You have to like Windex your face and shit. It's the worst. So you got to draw your characters with tear ducts just to make sure that when someone hits them in the nuts, that they cry, and so that it's not just like a wasted effort. You don't want to waste the effort of, hitting somebody in their weak spot. You don't want that, okay? So just make sure tear ducts are there, and that we all know where they are, okay? Maybe they're flesh tone. They probably are. They should be. They're pink, not white, but you can't tell me that, okay? There's no evidence to that theory, okay? The world is flat, all right? Flat Earth, okay? I'm going to bungee jump off the side of the planet, okay? Astronauts do it all the time. I'm going to be the next one, okay? Just little astronaut people that are just going to be like, woo! Off the side. Man, all that water's going off into space. Man, this is just not a very good place to be. All of our water's going other places. Just, man, global warming is just going to make everything just fall off of our little, I guess. Okay, so if the Earth is flat, is it like a square? Like an RPG it would be? Or is it like a circle? Like, everybody wants, like the idiots want to say that the world is flat, right? So, like, what is the actual shape of that flat surface? Is it square? Is it circle? Is it like a triangle? I mean, I don't know. It could be anything, really. Just like, get back to me on that. If any of you guys know anything about flat Earth theory or anything like that. Which brother am I? I'm not this one. I had a forehead. I was this one. Which you can kind of tell when I'm talking.
Now this game's sucking a little less.
Now this game's sucking a little less.
Only thing that's missing is a Mr. T stat.
Only thing that's missing is Mr. T stat.
That'd make it golden.
Grr, watch my show. And also, I'm not even there. Oh yeah, I made it invisible. Where the hell did it go? That's where Mr. T is. How's it going? I know after listening to you talk, it's obvious. Please stop hitting it. Stop beating us over the head with an obvious statement. Yeah, I'm sorry. I like showing off. It's just my thing. It's a big old coin in a snow globe. I mean, like, really. And it makes you think, like, if the world was flat, like, when the weather goes, like, off the edge of the grid, like, are there just, like, snowstorms floating off into space? Like, is that how it is? Like, you just see, like, you know, thunderclouds and stuff, just, like, zap, 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 zap. And if the energy doesn't dissipate, then it just, like, keeps going, and it's just like, oh, Jupiter. They all get pulled into Jupiter. That's what it is. Because Jupiter's so big. That's why it has such a big storm, because it's eating all of our old storms. That's where the storms are going. Dude, we are coming across some deep, deep flat Earth lore, okay? If we want more storms, if we're worried about running out of water, go to Jupiter. That's where it's all hiding. Yep, that's it. Right there. Figured it out. The Earth is actually a really short cylinder, the way that you combined flat Earth with hollow Earth conspiracies. Hollow Earth, huh? So is that... How would a hollow Earth work? Is that... You know, that would actually be funny if it was like a hollow Earth, so like... It's just like a really thin Earth, and so like there's like a negative Earth on the other side of it that we just can't see because we're on this side. And if you drill far enough, you end up on like it's like digging to China, right? That old like, you know, cartoon thing, like you just keep digging and you're on the other side of the planet. But it's actually a thing. But it's not like China because China's on our side of the planet. But it's like the reverse universe, but it's the reverse side of the globe, which isn't a globe anymore. It's just a flat map with topographical like bumps on it and stuff. And so our mountains are their valleys. So actually the Grand Canyon for us is actually like a giant mountain range for them. This is getting deep, dude. This is getting deep. It just goes straight down to the center, which there is no center now because it's just a flat plane, which is like a circle cylinder. It's every shape and no shape. It's like formless. The Earth is formless. Am I on drugs right now? I might be. Someone might have spiked my water. I don't even know. I mean, it's as far as I understand, the Earth is full of rocks and molten shit. Because, I mean, you know, it was a giant clump of, like, material and stuff. And it's just, like, smashed together into a gravity well. Because, you know, all those things in one spot, when you have too much of something in one spot, it kind of condenses and, like, implodes in on itself a little bit. But then the rocks get in the way of it completely imploding into a black hole. So you have enough stuff in there. And then, you know, like, that's my basic understanding of what it actually is. And that's where gravity comes from, etc., or whatever. But it's fun to theorize ridiculous notions. And so, obviously, the nega-Earth, the nega... Oh, God, that could be bad. The negative, gative. I want to call it gative, because that doesn't sound like a trap into saying a really bad word. The gative. Yeah, Gata-Earth. Gate... There's no way to decide that. There's no way to dissect that word without making it sound like it could be a slander against something. Although gay does mean happy, so really that's not too bad. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Okay, we'll have the marketing department figure out a term that we can call the negative Earth, and we'll just do that. Okay, it'll be fine. I'm gonna catch up on storms fall off the edge because gravity is the coin moving it up. There's a little hollow. The turtles all the way down. It's turtles all the way. Yeah. Okay. Earth is a lie. The universe is a lie. Nothing exists. Although if it's a lie, that means it's still there. It's just not being truthful to us, you know. So I mean, the Earth being a lie doesn't mean that it's not here. It just means that it's like a big fat phony. The world is a big fat phony. Hashtag Matrix. Hashtag whatever. Hashtag hash browns. Yeah, it's just all good. I remember seeing a barber here in the UK advertising free haircut if you can prove the Earth is round. Frankly, I'm not sure I'd trust a flat earther enough to know how to use scissors for that. Yeah, I probably wouldn't either. Not gonna lie. I imagine the Earth to be like one of those giant jawbreakers with a gumball in the middle. I mean, if you were big enough, like if you were like a Marvel villain, like Colossus or not Colossus, Galactus, something Tuss or Us or whatever. Like he's like that big guy. It's like I'm gonna eat planets and I'm gonna have a giant head, or like the hat thing, like he's got the antlers but he's a giant thing, but like yeah, and then he could like put it in his mouth. Maybe that's what the universe is. It's a giant mouth with the Earth. Yeah, because like we're always like, oh, the Earth, or like back in the day they're like the Earth is the center of the universe. We're just the center of the jawbreaker of the universe inside somebody's mouth. And that, yeah, I don't. There's probably nothing to that. That sounds stupid, but regardless, just you know, the deepest. You can't even see at the bottom of this well. Mr. T, what are you doing? I'm just, whoop, you're not there anymore. Whoop, your hole isn't there. That's what Rob was doing. He just, Mr. Winchester, you still have no legs. You slug person with 2 tiny little things. I'm like, I'm going to start drawing pants. And then I'm like, wait, I'm not going to draw pants. Who needs pants when you have a torso this nice? Okay? We don't need a hand either. I lost my hand and my legs in that great pirate war of 73 or whatever. So we're just going to stop looking at Rob's legless shame. And there's Spike. He's above the chair. Apparently layering is just not going to work. Layering doesn't happen. So, you know. We're gonna make Spike disappear. Poof, there we go. Background, and there's water on the outside. And hey, guess what, guys? This is actually a precursor. This is a precursor to the episode I'm working on now. Wait, is this? Oh, this is before I even added the fucking graphic. Yeah. Or the music, even. And you can see whenever I did these things, they were just drawings. Directly in the thing, not even grouped. Play the audio clip of me screaming. Oh, yeah, that was earlier, but yes, I'll do that again. I'll even scream in the middle of it, because that's just... Alright, where is that? We gotta find the distorted thing. Distorted. Yeah, there it is. You can tell, because it's gigantic. Huh? His eyes. I just like... I always make him, like, so, like, mellow, but, like...
Hey, John, what you doing?
Playing RuneScape.
Playing RuneScape!
Dude, what the fuck?
I always like that. Just, oh man. Which, I mean, I apologize if that sounded retarded to you guys, or if that just sounded bad, like quality-wise, like if it made anybody like their life less. But it's fun to do. It's just fun to do. Oh man, radial gradients for shading. That's how you know it's mid-2000s Flash in it. That's how you know also the artist behind it was lazy as shit. Because I don't want to do regular shading. No. You know, I mean, I could have been like Adam Phillips, Mr. Bitey Brackenwood himself, and done like amazing stuff. Like, I used to work for Disney. I'm going to do stuff that's jaw-dropping. And Rob's just like, nah, radial gradient, that's fine. That's all I need. Yeah. Fucking radial gradients in the fucking tree. And then I'm going to use the, what the fuck? The line thing. It's the stipple line, I think. Like, you can go in here and you be like, edit stroke style, which sounds dirty, but it's a stipple. Ooh. I can just make it super thick and be like, oh man, it's 8 now. Okay, and then there it is. It had to reconfigure. Aw, snap. I don't personally play RuneScape. That was John's crazy self, the mop-headed brother. He doesn't play it anymore. Apparently, he plays a game called World of Tanks now on the Xbox. That's his main thing. He's kind of he's got the family life going on at the minute. He's got a baby with another one on the way, sort of thing. So he actually told me he looked into. Excuse me. Gas. Anyway, so John told me he actually like loaded it up on his phone, like the RuneScape old school mobile app or whatever, and like he tried playing it for a minute, and he was just like, wow, I really gotta stop playing this because this is gonna suck my entire, like, all of my free time, and I can't do that. And it's just like, yeah, no, I mean, I can see that, John, because you used to play a hot minute of RuneScape, let me tell you. Yeah. Which, I mean, if you want to hear John himself talking about it, like, after we're done with this live stream, or whenever you want, I guess, there's a bit after the main animation in that one where I talk to John about, like, his life and what he's doing and stuff, so, like, you can hear that from the horse's mouth. The horse being my brother, not Unicorn, because they get pissed off when you call them horses. But John, you know, you can hear straight from him, and then he'd be like, oh man, look at us, and we're all drawings and stuff. It is good stuff. Does he know about old school runes? Because like I was saying, like he knows about the mobile app being on the thing, and I mean, I think he actually updated to the newer one as they were releasing it or whatever. So I mean, he does the old school. He's playing back in like 2005. So if this is like an older, I don't remember when he actually started playing. You'd have to ask him that. He'd be able to give you the divvies on that one. But I wouldn't doubt it because I know that he was playing like at least the mid 2000s, if nothing else. I know definitely 2005 onward. But before that, I'm a little fuzzy on the deets. Remember that on headphones the first time? Yeah. The distorted quality and everything of the audio is always just nuts. Might be too late now, but you know, you can convert lines to fills before you upscale the video. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I just never really mess with it because I mean, you end up with more anchor points. Like Like with this stuff, like it was always simpler, just like 1 point, 2 points. And when you do that, then you have to account for every single thing. And I did that a lot in like the later episodes, the converting the lines to fills thing. Like there's no point in messing with it in an older animation, but that was kind of thing that, like, you know, then I could like make the corners kind of thicker so I could, like, you know, have like better options for like shading or whatever, like make it look like there's a shadow there, but it's just the line being thicker there, that sort of thing. Might be too. Oh, you already read that. We need more Runesuck content, so if you could ask him to waste his life away again, that'd be wonderful. I mean, I honestly, the pirate animation that I'm working on now is actually a direct continuation of this episode. Like I was saying earlier, if I, how do I get out of this? It's a group, and then yes, okay. So if we go into this, and then we see, like, the fact that the background here has like the water on the outside. I had an original script in which, like, basically it was like a direct sequel where like John tries to get on the computer, and then he can't because the internet's not working, and the internet's not working because the entire house has become a giant pirate ship. Because, you know, as we all know, the ending of this ends up with Rob like continually like turning into more pirate stuff. Like, well, I have to turn the visibility back on, but you get what I like, you know, all of a sudden Rob's a pirate for no damn reason. Like there was no reason for this, but there's like water on the background. So the idea for that script was that basically the entire house has become a pirate ship, and John's just trying to get the house to be normal again so he can get back to playing RuneScape. And I could not remember, like, I'd had a hard drive crash. Like I've had a couple of hard drive crashes, but I ended up losing a lot of those original scripts that I had that I never got around to doing. And doing these HD re-releases, I'm remembering some of my older ideas, and that was the one that really, like, I remembered when doing the Runesuck one. I was like, oh, dude, I remember how this is going now. So that's the one I'm doing next. So it's going to be a lot of fun. This script is like A+. I'm really, really enjoying it. The thought right now is that I'm going to release for a Pirate Day in September. So that should give me enough time, because it's going to be a really epic script with like really epic things going on in the background. So it's going to be fun to see, like, work out. I may do another short siblings thing, kind of similar to the Platman episode that I just released. I might do that, but regardless, that's kind of like the game plan going forward with siblings. Hello, love your videos. Well, thank you, Roberto. I can't roll my R's, but I mean, I imagine that with a name like Roberto, I would, you know, I would do that. Like, I'd roll the R's. I'd roll. That's the best I can do. Like a purr. Rob, are you gargling? Stop it. Yeah, World of Tanks suck. I had an idea where I would poke fun at him for playing World of Tanks. I don't remember what the actual title was. It might have been that, for all I know. I don't really recall, but I never actually wrote the script down either. But regardless, it was good fun. That is. Oh, gee, this is the one. This doesn't even have the menu in it. It doesn't even have. Oh, this is the original drawing of Johnny, where his eyes are all messed up. And my name. Okay, I'm gonna just go through my files real. Okay, root. No, just root. No, root. Wait, oh no, I think it was that one. Hold on. Runesuck MX04, because I had to open it up in MX. Yes, ActionScript doesn't support it anymore. I always use ActionScript 2.0 or whatever. So, all right, and this is gonna lag, so I'm gonna close this one. Yeah, and you see this has got the new playhead in it, so it's not. That was like an older one, and this one here, I mean, it's basically the same. But you know, it's also basically the different as well. They didn't do much. Rob goes on an epic adventure while John wants to go on a virtual adventure. Like, pretty much that's the synopsis of that one. So it's going to be a lot of fun, because John is just not having it with the whole pirate thing. He just, if he can't level up his pirate stat, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want anything to do with... Oh, this is... Okay, so another workaround that I had. You and John going to stay the same age? Yeah. One of the things about the siblings thing that I'm wanting to keep is, like, I'm treating them as... I'm wanting to treat, like, they're just characters, right? Like how Simpsons and how Family Guy, like, all the main things, it's always the characters stay the exact same age. And the thing about this show, or about this series, was always that, like, oh, I'm going to continually update it. But it's like, how am I going to do a 10-year time skip? That's going to be ridiculous, not to mention, like, the Spike character, everybody's going to miss him. And it's just like, if I... if I want to do this, I want to kind of keep it in a time capsule. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is keeping it in that time capsule. Like, Spike's still alive, everything is still fine, and I'm just gonna like keep, because like there were a lot of ideas that I forgot about that I want to get back into and do, and so this is kind of like me allowing myself, like, if I'm getting back into Siblings at all, I want to do those old ideas because those old ideas were really, really good. And so I'm gonna get through those, and then as I'm making them, I'm developing new ideas. Like, I have a new Spike concept that I think is gonna be awesome. It'll probably be really short, but I mean, it'll be good, I think. Troll coin though, I don't know really what troll. I'm sure it's like is it like a Bitcoin sort of thing? I mean, I don't have anything set up with that at all. Currently, the ways that you can contribute are like a PayPal donation, or you can subscribe to my Patreon. Like, if you just do like $5 a month, you can. I do a thing like every Sunday. I do some kind of a release on Patreon. Either it's like it's gonna be a short video, or like an old behind the scenes video, or like, oh hey, this is an old animation I never finished. Check it out. You know, MP3 files of like different songs I've made, things like that. You know, every Sunday there's some kind of release, and so just, you know, donating $5 to me, you'll have access to all that crap. And per month, I'll also put your name in the special thanks section of that. And so that's also a thing that you can do there. So, like, in the PayPal thing, I'll also put your name in, like, the next thing of the next animation. Like, the next one that I make, you'll be in the credits of that for a PayPal donation. And then for a Patreon thing, you'll just be there as long as you're subscribed to me, basically. And, you know, donate every month or whatever the hell. Anyway, advertisement over. Spike was a very, very good and very thick puppy. The very big midsection. Mom liked to feed him steaks. She worked at a steakhouse, and so she'd always bring home steaks. And he was a tubby little boy, but you know, he was a good boy, very good boy. And I'm looking forward to bringing him back into the animations as well. It's gonna be great. Oh man, much like it, sort of thing. Yes, sir. A legend. Which is kind of like, I'm wanting people to like get back into what it is that I do. And I mean, like, I've been trying to experiment a lot with a lot of different things. I've got another series of Rob Blah Blah where I just ramble, kind of like I'm doing right now, but it's to like an ugly animation, and so I don't. It seems like the responses on those videos is always like, like the rambling is fun, but like, man, he looks bizarre as shit. But I mean, it's kind of the style there, and I like the style of that, so that one's gonna keep going. But I'm throwing Siblings into the mix too, because I want to make everybody happy. So, you know, throw some Siblings in there, try to flex different muscles and try to get some stuff. Ooh, thanks, Leo. Hell yeah. I really appreciate that, dude. That is awesome. Thank you. And you'll definitely go to the credits of the next thing I do. And in going on into the future, obviously. Hefty chonker, as the kids say. Yep, that dog was thick. Although people usually do that for like the thoughts, the T-hots. I hate that fucking phrase, thoughts. But it's not a thought. It's like a thought. I was trying to do like jiggle thing, but that made it disturbing on a whole new level. No, Rob, stop that. No, just disturbing. No hand motions. Anywho, yeah, the Twilight one was, oh god, that one, yeah, based on a true story, obviously. No, but yeah, I have it set up. This is the first live stream I've ever done on YouTube, which frankly, going into the future, I'm definitely going to try and think of newer things for the YouTube, because this is fun. This has been a lot of fun. I really have enjoyed this. I usually do Twitch stuff. The Twitch thing being like, oh hey, I'm just going to work on the next animation. And like, I could do that on YouTube, but at the same time, I worry about, because like, if people are watching my stuff, they don't really want things that like give away like the jokes in the next animation. So I kind of worry about that. So I figure like it being removed on like a Twitch channel would mean that like the people that don't care about spoiling it for themselves, they can check out while I'm doing it, and like it have like a weird back and forth between the creator and the people wanting to watch. And so I mean, if you guys are interested in that, hop on there and follow me on there. But if you just want this weird whimsical like just rambling with me while I go through audio files or, you know, animations or whatever the hell, then that'd be the way that you could do that there too. So good times all around, everybody. God, this is fun. Okay, so backing up a little bit from Jess. Jess, this is my buddy Jess. I mean, you guys are all my buddies, but she helps me hype myself and Blair girl, Blair. Blair. She recognizes Jess's little icon too. She's like, I can't see the screen. I recognize that name. Rob spends too long talking to that lady. Rough. Through our like Discord thing. By the way, I also have a Discord. If you guys want to check that out, I've got links and different videos are all over the place. Or I'll have to figure out a way to do links in these live stream things on YouTube because, you know, I keep talking about fairly being new to things. But regardless, the point is, it's fun doing this stuff. And so the RuneScape file, like this is back whenever I had the audio files in motion clips. Because again, the lagging in the audio was always terrible. And it would always get out of sync. And so another thing that I would do, going into here, like you see that the movie clip starts at this point. And then it would start playing and then the audio would be, it would start right there. So it would make sure that the audio didn't start too soon. It would start exactly when it needed to in this movie clip. So you see weird little circles like that? That's what that is. I had to go through all these things just to make the shit work. But, okay, yeah, alright. So we're going in through here. We went through the original one. Also, Jess, you totally missed me doing the RuneScape yell. So, I mean, I may have to close this out with the RuneScape yell just because I know that that's, like, something that people really enjoy. Woo! Woo! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. It's almost lip-syncing. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, you can't even hear it. You can't hear it because, obviously, that'd be funny if I had John come in and, like, we just sit here and we, like, try to recite the episode as it's playing. John wouldn't remember what was going on. He'd be like, Rob, I don't know what's going on. I don't remember the script like you do. I'd be like, yeah, sorry, John. I'm ridiculous. But yeah, so this graphic right here is what I was wanting to look at earlier. This is what the pirate episode's going to be. More or less. Because, like, the graphic for the pirate episode, he's going to have a beard. And he's going to be, like, a lot... Because it's got to go further with it, obviously. You got your cannonballs, but it's going to look like an actual ship. So, I mean, you know. It's going to be a fun-ass release, dude. I am so stoked. It's going to be the best. And, so, hey, let's look at the actual thing. If it loads, yep, scrapbook. What? Oh, Leo. Buddy, you don't have to... I did it twice, but I will do it again before we stop, which I've been doing this for about an hour. So, I mean, we're about at the end, so you're going to hear it. I love yelling too much to ever really stop. I can yell this entire thing! Oh, thanks, Xthrax. $1. 100 pennies. Ooh, you got a message with it too. Let me see. Sorry, I can't afford to give too much. Dude, don't worry about it, man. Whatever you can give is always appreciated, all right? Much love, my dude. Okay? MVP. That frame is why I thought Mr. T was a pirate. He's got the mohawk. He doesn't really do himself any favors, really. The gold stuff and everything else, like, yeah, of course. He thinks, yeah, I could totally... Actually, that would be kind of funny. That actually, like, Mr. T being a pirate, like, he'll be like a background character, but, like, he's just, like, in the background with, like pirate garb, and just like, like, maybe, like, in the fight scene, he, like, kind of pops up and just throws people. Ooh, that would be good. I should probably write that down, but I probably won't. I'm bad about taking notes. But, yeah, no, like, you can tell, like, with my scrapbook, it's, like, three separate things. So you have, like, the buttons here. And obviously, they're buttons. I don't even need to, like, click it. But, I mean, like, you know, each of these are buttons. And, ooh, you get down, and it just, like, rotates because it was a really lazy 3D graphic. And the whole comments thing. And then, yeah, you can hide that shit. You can look at all these pictures. Wasn't very long scrapbook. Each page. Yeah. Okay, so the arrow keys. So, yeah. You'll get credit, Jess. Okay, for the Mr. T ideas specifically. And you'll do the... Yes. I mean, I could do his voice, but that'd just be too easy. Grr, I'm a little girl. That's what it's gonna be. Duct tape beard. That would hurt. That would really hurt. Just like, I'm gonna duct tape my beard and then rip. Ah! Just like, no, man. No. Also, I hope that didn't peak too much because I had to turn the audio up. Hold on. I'm gonna try that again. Ah! Oh, I got into the red. Yeah. I probably shouldn't do that too much. Sorry, guys. But yes, none of them having legs. And no, go forward. The original drawings, being all the most murderous and villainous pirate of them all. And also well protected, because clearly he's got the duct tape beard. He can fix anything with his face, alright? Just with his face, just like, man, stick it like a stamp to this business. You gonna load? Oh, the duct tape drawing, yeah. It's funny, like, most of these things I've covered in the Runesuck HD re-release. I don't know how to really like talk about this stuff, but I mean we're just like looking at it. These are just images and shit, dude. Crossbones. Read the damn comments from here on, okay? Okay. The devil face for the dog days of whatever. Rob can't talk and think at the same time. Nope, can't happen. Alright, we're getting back out of that one. Scrapbook's fun. Look at this main menu. How many frames is the main menu? Is it 2? It might be. Yep, it's looking like it. Okay, move over. A bit of the fool. Pirate fodder. That secret, the secret thing. The button for the bowling ball animation. And then this shit. Being all like, I'm a flame. How's it? Is it? Yeah, okay. I forget how I drew this. I think I just traced it in a line thing. Or no, I drew every frame of this, but I only drew like 4 frames and then just like kind of like shape between the rest of it or whatever. I'll think. Yeah. So this isn't like a graphic thing or whatever. Maybe he can't grow a beard and the Sharpie is too a Sharpie would be less expensive, but maybe he just didn't want the sweat to mess with it. Although you'd think the sweat would mess with duct tape, but probably not as bad as a Sharpie, because a Sharpie would make it just look all green and run down and stuff. And the salt water. The duct tape protects against the salt water. Maybe. There might be something to this idea. Duct tape beard, yeah. I bet this duct tape beard could even kill a man. He just headbutts everybody. Yeah! I mean, it could be. You never know. I never know. We're coming across all kinds of discoveries in this stream. Not even gonna lie. So yeah, that's the frame there. That thing. And then, okay. I'm loving how long this thing is taking to load. Like, why? This is just... Man, this texture. Look at this texture. It's so good quality. Like, you could totally tell what this texture is. Like, go into it, man. Like, just look at that. Look at that. I know exactly what this is from looking at it. Yep. Phil, what is this? What is it, Phil? Tell me. Oh, yeah. Bitmaps. So that doesn't really say anything. I think it's like a stone texture from just from like a JPEG image I had lying around. It's like a picture or something. I'm just like, yeah, that'll be fine. It kind of looks like a thing, maybe. But no, it's just a really, really bad texture. VVV. Okay, is that a Roman numeral or is that like a name? Because VVII, that's 22, right? Or no, V is 5. 55, 2, 5, 5, 2, 2. I'm bad with Roman numerals. I'm sorry. I'm just bad with Roman numerals. Maybe that's 5 and then 7. 5 plus 7 is 12, but then that would be XII. I don't know. Stop trying to figure it out, Rob. VVII. V. Donated 10. I think about Don't Sleep Robbie. I don't know if that's how I want to say that. And your Final Fantasy 12 videos so often. Thank you for sharing them with the world, making these fun little animations. Love from Australia. Yeah. I remember having a couple fans from Australia. That's a good place. Never visited. I need to. I need to do a lot. I need to visit a lot of places. I'm too ignorant. At least as far as my travel is concerned. I've only ever been as far as the Grand Canyon. And I've been to Canada once. And I need to go back. I need to go to other places. Obviously, after this whole, pandemic thing. After all that's done and over with, start my globe trotting. But not playing basketball because I really don't. I threw a ball in a basket once, I think. Like successfully. It was like, ooh, look at that. Woo! And then, patoof, and then that's it. But it's like, I wouldn't be able to be a globetrotter. I can't do anything fancy with it. Like, I can't even really jump because I'm like, look at me. I can't jump because of my wrist. You see that? I'm so pale. I'm going see-through on my green screen. It's just nuts. Yeah. V, it's always taken. I get that a lot, though, my dude. With the Roman numeral rant, because, I mean, Yeah, I'm sure. V! It can become like a neat little, neat little chant. You just walk into places, V! Just hold your hand up like that, and just, like, you're trying to get the waiter, V! People look at you like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, that's my name. Chill out. V! I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just your favorite letter of the alphabet. Who am I to really sit here and dictate what it is that you can or can't do with your letters, okay? You just do whatever you want. Today's letter is the letter V. Brought to you by this person right here. Oh, yeah. Sport balled once, that's all you need. Yeah, it's just, I got the experience, I got a taste of it. It didn't leave a good taste in my mouth, but it's just like, yeah, I feel it. It's bumpy. It's got the texture. It leaves your hand smelling like rubber. It's fine. You know. It's kind of weird because like you always get like different textures for every ball, but like a basketball is just straight up rubber. It's just like you can make a tire out of this if you wanted. You know, baseballs are like, ooh, it's like skin, and then footballs are like, ooh, it's like skin, and basketballs are like, I don't want to touch skin when I'm playing a game. Okay, give me my rubber, and I'm done. Rob, I'm being so suggestive. It's so disturbing. I gotta work on my language because it's just, you know, talking about rubbers over here. Like, what am I doing with myself? You just have to kill the Robert the Batman, and then his terrible movies in that one Pymations animation have taught me killing in the case 0 equals killing the entire disease. That was a very long string of thought, and I'm not sure I followed all of that, but I like where it's going because I ramble with no coherent thought myself, so I can relate. I can definitely, like, if what I'm saying right now, if this whole stream was just me like, if I had like one of those like people in the courts that like sit there and like type of what you're saying, it wouldn't have any punctuation. Like, it would just be like a big long like wall of text, and it'd just be like, I'm sorry, but that's how it came. That's how I heard it. Was just a wall of text. You're the master of exposition, Rob, but you don't expose anything that's like actually worth hearing because it's nonstop and you don't give people a chance to breathe. And it's just like, sorry, but that's just kind of what I do. That's kind of what the people came here for, and that's exactly it. Ah, the old logo before I actually drew it on paper and stuff. Oh man, you got your little siblings thing, you got your flash drawing, you got your different colors. Number 1, Runesuck. Old school. Let's look at this. Let's like actually, oh, that's a different thing. It's a group by itself. Let's open up this one then. Ooh, drawings. Oh man, looking on this, it's like a Animaniacs looking character thing right there. It's super basic and just like, yeah, look at me go. Look at me. I'm a flash thing. What? Loading fonts. Oh, what was this that I used for this one before I wrote it with my arf moocha kanuka cheese. Arf mooka nuka cheese. Yep, that's what that font was. Looking like a weird little thing in Runesuck loading. They sure are words. Give me a dictionary, I'll write it. It won't make sense. We probably won't even get through B's, but, you know, we'll have a lot of A words. Gotta go, thanks to the time. Yo, dude, it's all good. Oh, I mean, we're kind of done anyway, so what I'm going to do the RuneScape yell one more time, but I'm going to do it without the audio, because clearly... Wait. Oh, you can't hear the audio. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to end the stream off with me... Just with me just doing that. Wait, we gotta get to the right point. Right there. All right. Are you guys ready? You guys ready for me to yell at you like you did something wrong but you didn't?
Hey, John, what you doing?
Playing RuneScape.
Playing RuneScape!
Dude, what the fuck? Poor Johnny.
Cause seriously, when you're playing RuneScape, you gotta enunciate. You have to know that that's what you're playing right there. Okay? So just when you like, if people want to know what you're doing and you want to like let them know that you heard them, that's how you gotta just like top of your lungs. Also, it's great that I don't have an upstairs neighbor. Okay? It's just it's the best. The best. It leaves a fantastic taste in your mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the flash file of Runesuck. I meandered a lot. There was quite a lot to unpack. But I have to say, I've had a boatload of fun. And I hope you guys had a boatload of fun too. I hope that, you know, we'll do this again in the future. Maybe we'll do like, maybe we'll do, you know, don't wake. That's the next episode. Or we'll do like Day of the Devil or whatever. We'll do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, R.I.P. eardrums, really. Because I could sit here and yell the entire time. Like, when a Slipknot song comes on my MP3 thing, like my phone, you know, plays music and stuff. And whenever, like a Slipknot song or something comes up, and I'll sing the entire thing. I don't even care. Like, I'm that ridiculous. Like, my poor vocal drums, yes. Vocal drums. Vocal cords. I can't even. Okay, vocal drums. Yeah. Yeah, they are powerful enough to be drums. Yeah, sure, vocal drums. Anyway, So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Yelling is fun. Yelling is what I always do. It's just what it is. But really, your poor eardrums because, yeah, that probably peaked a little bit. It's going to be fun going back over this live stream later and being like, oh, yeah, this is what it sounded like. I'm a ridiculous human being. But, yeah, we'll go through another flash file or whatever. If you guys have any suggestions on things that you want me to do, like, on a live stream like this, or, like, maybe just be like, hey, John, get over here, and we'll actually do this. Because, like, I told him, like, hey, I'm probably going to do a live stream today. Because we're supposed to record dialogue later, and I don't know if he's actually because he hasn't even gotten back to me, but we're supposed to record dialogue today for the pirate thing, and so I was like, hey John, if you want to do like a live stream or something, we could totally do that, and like I could like be like, hey John, we're definitely doing this now because I actually know what I'm doing. I actually have a mindset of things to do. Then you could totally like sit here and give him crap and be like, hey John, hey, RuneScape, dog. Hop on there and give me your Santa hats or whatever. Like, I remember that being a thing. Like, Santa hats! We're selling them for, like, way too much money. And, like, we're messing with the economic structure of, like, Runesuck. And just, like, we're buying shares in Santa hats and going down and just, GameSpot and whatever. Just, like, all that crap. I remember him talking a lot about that shit. Just, like, I got, like, 3 Santa hats and, like, I'm selling them or I'm buying them or something. Something, blah, 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 whatever. That's how John talks in my head. I tell you, dude. I tell you, like, if I was like a superhero, it would just be my voice. It'd just be like, wow, 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 like circles would fly out of my mouth and just, it would like break people's bones and stuff. It'd be nuts. It'd be nuts. I'm never gonna stop rambling either. Like, this is gonna go on for like 3 more hours of me like just not shutting up about anything because I mean, that's just my style, dog. That's just what I do. All right, I hang around in a void. And I just talk, and I just ramble. Just wearing my hat with my glowy little circles on the side. Oh man. So, I don't know about there being a schedule for these things. I just kind of decided to kind of bullshit doing this. I was originally gonna like do a thing where I was like, oh man, I released the Plat Man, the first episode of Siblings I've done in like a full minute. Like an actual Siblings episode, not a music video for a music parody that I had lying around, but. I mean, I could easily like set aside a day or like once every 2 weeks or I don't care. You guys got suggestions? I'll figure something out, all right? It'll probably be an evening thing. Try something over the weekend or next weekend or whatever. Regardless, thank you for joining me and hanging out. And thank you for the donations cuz I mean, I have no idea. Like I've never had donations on like a stream of anything before. So this has been pretty awesome. YouTube's pretty good from what I could tell. YouTube is pretty good about like being able to get those things. Like, I'm not even monetized these days. So, I mean, that is awesome right there. So, I mean, if nothing else, this will keep you guys in the loop. Like, me doing, like, a stream at least once a month or two, like, once a week or whatever, will keep you guys in the loop and realizing that I'm not dead and, like, being like, hey, this is cool. All right, awesome. So, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Much love. Much love to all my peeps on the YouTubes. I do whatever. Alright? Peace out, brown trout. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Flip side. Bye-bye. How'd you think that went, Ghost Rob? Do you think that went pretty well, Ghost Rob? Mr. Inverted, me, Rob of the Negative Universe? You're the Rob of the underside of the world, right? Like, that's who you are? Yeah? Yeah? Negative Rob, the Rob on the other side of the planet from, the whole flat earth thing that we were talking about? Because that's what that is. That's a live feed from that. Ooh, wait. I can touch my mouth. This is making me sick. Keep it PG, man. Keep it PG. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. Your fault. Your fault. Your fault. Your fault. Dun dun dun.